Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin's still vacillating within that $7,200 mark. Not too much going on. This is Bitcoin on the daily, guys. We've got a little bit of volume, nothing to spike any interest, at least not for Bitcoin. And this seems to be the overwhelming trend in the entire crypto space, guys. This is XRP. I'll bring up XRP here on the daily. Same kind of thing. Not too much volume. Lower volume, smaller candlesticks. We've got short bodies here, smaller wicks, smaller tails. Not a lot of price movement, not a lot of price action. Buyers and sellers right now are kind of happy at the price that they're paying for their cryptocurrency. And until that changes, we are not going to see a dramatic shift. Guys, I saw this on Twitter from XRP Crypto Wolf, and this has to do with the Central Bank of Australia's Head of Payments Policy Department. So Tony Richards, he's the head there, and one of the statements he made, guys, I'll link this in the description if you wanted to read the whole thing. A lot of it has to do with, basically just monetary policy and concerns that could potentially arise for Australia. But one of the things he mentions here has to do with cryptocurrencies. There's a lot happening in payments, and we are likely to see significant change over the next few years, possibly from developments such as stablecoins, expansion of closed-loop systems, other potential sources of disintermediation, and perhaps more hypothetically, central banks' digital currencies. And we are continuing to see a gradual decline in the use of cash and transactions and a sharp fall in the use of checks. So this is happening all over the world, at least in developed countries, where they're seeing the gradual shift change. And I've made a point of saying that 2019 is that pivotal year. That 2019, I think, is going to go down in the financial history books, if such a thing exists, as that pivotal year where we will be able to pinpoint the change of when we decided to upgrade our financial infrastructure and move into the 21st century. It took us 20 years, but here we go. Technology wasn't there in the past, and now it is. More technologies are emerging. Thanks obviously to the advent of Bitcoin and blockchain technology, we are now seeing more of these governmental institutions, central banks, they're all now getting more comfortable with the idea of blockchain technology and sending payments via cryptocurrency, or rather digital assets as they might like to call them. So again, another step in the right direction for Australia here. Guys, I saw this on AMB Crypto. Ripple's Xpring refreshes platform with additional tools. So Ripple's investment arm Xpring has supported developers in the community by expanding the use case of the third largest cryptocurrency, XRP. But now what they're doing, guys, the platform is now adorning a different look via a single website that will include a wallet, new tools, and services. So this from Ethan Beard. As part of our commitment to building Xpring on open source software, open standards, and open networks, we have contributed several new updates to Xpring SDK, XRP Ledger, and the Interledger. So there's a new software development kit for all you tech people, and apparently it can take 100 lines of code and compress it down to 21 lines of code. That sounds kind of dorky and geeky, but there you go. For all the tech people in the crowd, I'm sure that really excites you. But all joking aside, efficiency, I can see it. Even though I'm not a tech person, efficiency is obviously first and foremost on their mind. They want to keep the XRP ledger as unencumbered as possible, I'm sure, so that it can just do its job, so that it can do what it was made to do. The website will act as a hub for developers to access tools, services, and documentation to help enable payments in their products and applications. So Beard added, actually, let me go down here for a sec, guys. I'll link this in the description if you want to read the whole article. The SDK extended support to reliable transaction submissions on XRP DevNet and testnet, paving an easier way for developers to submit and verify transactions on the ledger. Xpring will provide access to Ledger Stable version 1.4.0, which supports accounts that can be deleted and allow users to recover 15 XRP of their minimum account balance, as opposed to the previous 20 on the XRPL, which the users couldn't utilize or even move. Now, guys, you know how you have to have 20 XRP sitting in a wallet if you want to keep it active? They are actually creating a way so that you can remove 15 of those 20 XRP and still have your wallet active, from what I'm gathering here. Now, at 22 cents, having 20 XRP sitting on a wallet or what have you, to me, doesn't seem like such a big deal, does it? So why would they be spending their efforts to allow users to recover 15 XRP of their minimum account balance, as opposed to the 20 XRP that currently sits as the standard? Well, I have a feeling, and guys, this is wild speculation on my part, is that every XRP is going to be valuable in the future, and my assumption is that they want to allow users to take off as much XRP as they possibly can and put that back into the ecosystem because it will be needed in the future. Every single XRP will be valuable and be needed to make those high frequency, large payments down the road. So it's the little things, guys. I mean, I'm not saying that's the case for sure. 100%, I'm just speculating. But I think every efficiency, any efficiency that they can drum up that will help the ecosystem, they are looking into. I can't help but thinking back to the days of Bitcoin back in 2010, 2011, when people were just flitting around Bitcoin like nobody's business. Just kind of, here's a tip. Here's 5 Bitcoin, here's 3 Bitcoin, here's 1 Bitcoin, 0.5 of a Bitcoin, what have you. Sound familiar? Anyway, I got to go to this article here from the Daily Hodl. XRP transactions trigger new rumors of partnership between Binance and Ripple. And so we've heard of this over the last year or so. Changpeng Zhao said that he would definitely partner with Ripple in the future to support the company's XRP-powered cross-border payment solution called On-Demand Liquidity. Now, members of the XRP community say that a tracking tool designed to detect ODL volume has discovered a number of possible ODL transactions involving the Russian ruble. And as you guys know, Binance just launched their ruble trading pairs recently within the last couple of weeks or so. So now people are speculating on this partnership. Well, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao has made it clear that they would definitely partner with Ripple. I'm surprised Ripple hasn't decided to use them as one of their preferred liquidity exchanges yet. I have a feeling it probably has to do with the fact that Binance is not located in a strategic enough corridor for Ripple. As you guys know, Ripple has partnerships with exchanges Bittrex, Bitso, Coins.ph, and Bitstamp already because they are located in strategic corridors, namely Mexico and the Philippines, for Ripple to do business. Binance, however, I believe located in, they're decentralized. They're kind of all over the map. Main company, though, headquartered in Malta now. They moved from China to Malta just to go to a more cryptocurrency-friendly country at the time. That could possibly be some of the reason why, although I don't see why. I'm sure they could figure out the logistics and really leverage Binance for the powerhouse that it is in the crypto space. It launched in July 2017 and became the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange seemingly overnight. Anyway, I saw this on Twitter from CLS Group. Actually, someone else tweeted this. Right, it was XRP_you_amaze_me on Twitter. So thanks so much for posting this. And essentially this tweet with regards to the CLS Group. Posting this statement here, banks taking charge, liquidity management, guys. Understanding the industry drivers, making liquidity management a priority for banks. And if this doesn't scream Ripple and XRP, I don't know what does. He links to this webpage here from CLS. And Angus Scott down here, the head of product, discusses liquidity management and why it is important. Well, we all know why it's important, guys. I'll link this in the description. If you want to watch that full video, it's only about 3.5 minutes. It's not too long. But yeah, banks have been, I don't want to say put over a barrel by government, because governments put rules in place since the last financial crisis in order for all these financial institutions to be able to access liquidity when they need to, just because to prevent further crisis. So banks are finding that this is a little problematic, especially if you're a smaller bank, right? And you don't have the resources that some of these big guys have. So liquidity and liquidity management has been a big priority for all the banks in the United States especially, but of course all over the world. Everybody has got to right now pre-fund accounts, and ODL really is going to change that in the coming decade and beyond. It's interesting to see that now, when 2019 is coming to a close, we're starting to see it all shape up. At the beginning, the picture looked very different, didn't it? In January 2019, it still was a bit fragmented. And now we're starting to see, or at least I'm starting to see, a clearer picture here, guys. It's all kind of shaping up. I'm telling you, 2019, that transition year. And guys, this from Jeff Hardy at ISO_XRP. And this is the pièce de résistance, okay? SEC Today, Mr. Jay Clayton being asked about the Facebook Libra coin debacle and what the SEC is planning on doing and how they are dealing with cryptocurrency regulation. And it's great, guys. I will link this in the description. I don't want to play the video for copyright reasons, but I'm going to give you the gist of it. Basically, he says that, I can't really name any company in particular. NDAs with Ripple probably, in my opinion. But he says, and get this guys, the new plumbing is already here, meaning that they have already tied in to the company's software that they are going to choose to use for cryptocurrency. And he says crypto is here already. You know, he says it's here. And he says if we don't do something, if we don't act, if we don't create the proper regulation, it is going to bypass us. So on the one hand, without saying it, talking about the plumbing, not naming the company, the plumbing's in, it's already been installed. And cryptocurrency is not going anywhere. It's already here. People are using it for transactions, and I think it's only a matter of time before it becomes widespread. Now, this in reaction to Facebook's Libra, because this is what this guy was asking originally. There was this interview down here. Now, guys, I'll play this for you real quick. And I played this when this originally came out, but I got to just remind you of something. So thanks to 589 Society at 589 Society on Twitter for reposting this. Take a listen.
You said that it was the best week for Ripple contracts ever. Is that a factual statement, or are you just hoping?
No, that's a factual statement.
The Facebook announcement
has absolutely catalyzed a contract activity. So we may have been talking to a bank, a payment provider for 6 weeks, 6 months about a contract. This has been a call to action. There's no question. I was texting with our head of sales, a guy named John Mitchell. He flies around the world more than anybody I've ever met. And, this is going to be a record week for Ripple.
Thank you.
A record week for Ripple. So this back when Facebook announced Libra and Brad Garlinghouse was interviewed, he said that there was a direct correlation with the Libra announcement to banks and financial institutions signing up for Ripple contracts. Brilliant. Just brilliant. And guys, finally, this on Twitter. Julia Chatterley, obviously from CNN, excited to be recording an interview with the MoneyGram CEO tomorrow, which is today. All thoughts, important questions on the biz sector will be read and considered. Thank you. Well, of course, Corey Johnson pops up. On the last CC, he said, we're working to expand the Ripple partnership to new corridors before the end of the year. That's 3 weeks away. The corridors is plural. So number one, how many corridors? Number two, which countries? But far be it from me to tell you what to say, wink, wink. Couldn't Corey Johnson just go back to his friends at Ripple and ask these questions? I don't know. It seems kind of funny that Corey is tweeting to Julia Chatterley to give her suggestions on what she should ask MoneyGram CEO Alex Holmes. But guys, to me, that just means one thing. Corey's just like one of us. He undoubtedly holds a lot of XRP, and he's asking to himself, when moon? Anyways, guys, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.